Welcome to Lego's Halloween Spectacular. So in today's Legos episode, we are going to be doing the Halloween Monster DLC. And we're going to show you guys some of the things you can find in it as objects and characters. As you can see, we have a lot of silhouettes to fill out since I got this DLC. And there's going to be a lot of object silhouettes to fill out. So we're going to go straight to the Monster DLC pack. And let's see what we can find. Now, I'm going to be treating these as separate episodes. Seeing that it's a Halloween thing. And I pretty much recorded this stuff yesterday, and I'm bringing it to you guys today.
Monster Town.
So the first thing we do is we're going
what have
to
we
explore
here?
our
A
surrounding
spooky
area.
town full of all sorts of monsters and creatures. But they seem to be having some trouble with the undead. How weird. Why don't you see if you can help them out?
Right now I'm took a dramatic pause because I'm doing something probably on my app. But there's a couple of flashy things going around that we have to take a look at. And I will have to say this Halloween DLC, well, Monster DLC, is spectacular. I think it's actually better than the Space DLC. And you get more objects and characters, it feels like. I just can't wait to find and do everything possibly to do in this Monster DLC so we can get the grand prize. And I already seen what the grand prize was, and I think it's pretty awesome. I will be having more videos go up, preferably between tomorrow and tonight. When I get a chance, because there's a lot of exploring to do for both the Monster DLC and the Adventure mode. And you can notice, while I'm sitting here in the screen, you can notice that there's a building in the background. You can see the little car there that's glowing. You can see the water fountain, and you can see some plants. And what's nice about the Monster DLC is now we can play as not only the new characters, but we can play as the ghost from the old character. Which I'm happy they gave us the opportunity to play as. So now I'll start moving about. So the first thing we're going to do is scan what we can from here. Which we just got the monster lamppost. I'm going to discover him while he's just standing there. Which is the Gothic Man, which is our first character. The monster wall IV1. We have the monster bench. So we're getting quite a few discoveries just in this one area here. Pumpkin pile. Monster post box. Monster wall IV2. Gothic woman. The ghost car. Memorial 1. Spooky fountain. Monster plant 1. Headstone 2. Monster ride. Monster bin. I mean, look at all this stuff I'm discovering. Memorial 2. Or Headstone 2, whichever one it was. Monster slide. Monster roundabout, which is pretty much the playground stuff we already have, just in Halloween colors. Monster bike rack. Monster swing. So this is the house. monster wolves. Sconce. I can't say it. Basically, it's like a wall torch. Small candle. I had to go in the house to see what that was. See, that was an in-house object. Monster grandfather clock. I was hoping to get the windows, but oh well. Monster organ. Candle stand. Monster armchair. Monster sofa. So there's a lot of things that involve monsters in this, and I kind of like the idea of that, because that's what we're here for, to see the character monsters. But I like to take my time, explore, you know, try and discover what we're all missing in our inventories. Now this I thought was really neat. It's a spooky rocking chair, and what's neat about it, it has its own carpet. That's something you haven't seen yet in Legos. It's a 2-for-1 item. So here I'm just checking around the walls and doors that I might miss. Which this is pretty cool too. And that's the monster bath, which you know we have to go in that. That is a neat bathtub with the spider and the skull and the lights. It's just nice. So now I'm outside on the balcony. Not much there. Now I'm up in the tower area. And I was just curious if there was anything with the roof. So yeah, that was the first house we went into. Got quite a few items there. We discovered the coffin car. I like how the town for this month's DLC. It's well decorative for Halloween. This character has a quest, but I'm not going to answer the quest yet because we probably don't have what we need for it. I'm just looking for a basic quest. There's the Night Trader. I gotta get my hearts back anyway, so let's do that. I went back here just in case there was something back here and there wasn't really anything needed. This house is a little strange. The stairs are like a little spiral to going in, which is really neat, but it's hard to maneuver your character in there. But once in there, we can actually look around and explore. And it has like 2 ways in and out. So here's another character that wants apples, of course. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So we're going to give her or him the apples. Even though we already own the character. Which, if you don't own the character, you can now get the ghost this way. A lot of the stuff that if you're new to LEGO Worlds, you'll get some of the older stuff in the Monster DLC, plus the newer stuff. So it's kind of a mixture of both. And I noticed I probably missed an opportunity to scan something. Here I'm playing with the TV. This TV is awesome. It's the Monster TV. It gets the Monster Network on it. I think that was a Monster bedside desk drawer thing. But like I said, if I miss anything, I'll always come back and go find it. Which I have to come back to this house. Unless I find it in another house. So here, you need the fire extinguisher to do the quest. But I want to discover the items first, which is the Monster Festival banner 2. You got the Monster Recycling bin. Monster Festival banner 1. This blue thing, I have no idea what it's supposed to be, slime or whatever. Couldn't be discovered with this discovery tool. Even though I tried many times to get a lock on it. I thought maybe if I was on top of it, but no, that ain't the case. So basically, it's supposed to be some type of water. She was crying from chopping onions. And she wants you to clean up her tears. And if you don't, she'll cry even harder. So yeah, we're going to take out the fire extinguisher. Which adds a new mechanic to the game. Because now we gotta do some puzzles to unlock characters, it seems. But these are easy puzzles. And now we have the character Banshee, which I will showcase the characters in a different video, maybe towards the end of discovering everything. So as you get the characters, which these will be found as downloadable characters. These are all the download characters you can get, and they are all silhouettes as of right now. So as we unlock a character, the silhouette fills in and will be taken off the list as a silhouette and give you the physical character. So here I'm looking, and the monster fountain in this one was the one I was missing. There is a lot to discover in this. I mean, we just scratched the surface. Between that and playing the adventure mode, so I walked into this house to see if there's any little subtle differences, and then I realized it's the same exact house. So yeah, you will find houses that are the same in this. And then you will find houses that are completely different. But it's nice to just explore them and see what we can find. Before I do his quest, I'm going to explore his house, which I'm glad I did. We got a monster refrigerator. Again, the windows, I would have liked to have the windows as a feature, but that's fine. Monster kitchen unit. And the reason I like the windows is because they're like broken glass and it makes it look spooky. I decided to try out the monster sofa because it looks like it could had an animation where it would try and eat you. But as it wasn't the case, it would have been nice if it had an animation to it. Rather than me just sleeping on the sofa. But yeah. Here we have a monster upright lamp, which is a lamp with a bat on it. we're getting to the point where in the houses, things are getting less defined, but that's how it goes. But I will still go in houses and explore them thoroughly, if need be. So I'm gonna go back around here. And here we have a witch that's hungry, apparently. So we're just gonna give her a icicle pop. And she makes a quick getaway. But here I just put it over so we know it's the witch, to show you guys what we discovered. This was interesting. A monster sign, which I'll probably come back to that. Area soon. So now we're going to talk to Mr. Evil. Or in this case, the Jackal and Hyde of the game that's been advertised. And he talks about how he wants certain pets. So you have to have black cat, black bat, black bunny rabbit, and black spider. You could possibly get them all in the Monster World DLC. I gotten them from my adventure mode, so I don't have to worry about it looking for them. I'm just curious about that one so wet. Where I'm gonna be able to find that. But that's where the video. So yeah, now we discovered Mr. Good and Evil. Or in this case, our Jackal and Hive character. So we're narrowing it down to what characters are left to get. I don't want to go into how many objects there are yet, because it's going to be hard to determine, because I don't have everything in adventure mode yet. I used to have everything in adventure mode, but I don't have all the new stuff that just came out in adventure mode. So it's going to be hard to determine what is what. So I'm going to have to try and play both. And try and get everything unsilhouetted for completion. Which, this is a neat idea. It gives you a list this time, rather than going back and forth to sandbox mode looking for a list. So I kind of like that idea. The two things we just discovered was the spooky chariot and the green floor slime. This is the gravestone 3, which is a lot of gravestones that we can discover. I'm trying not to go too far because I want look around. This treasure chest in the Mausoleum, which I will go and grab. Which didn't give me anything good in particular except for some chicken eggs, which I might need later for a quest. Now I know a lot of people have been asking, can you get the road plates from this world, like you did in the space DLC? I'm going to see if you can by looking that up eventually in my next episode, if it's feasible. So here, he's needs help. He's in Mr. Evil's traps, and you have to free him from the raging flames using the fire extinguisher. Pretty much. So these quests with the fire extinguishers are very interesting. It seems it's almost like puzzle-like, like in other Lego games, that only this character can put this out. But in this case, it's like he has an item you can use to put out the flames. Now, as you put out the flames, if you don't own that flame, it will give you that as a Lego object, like that. So you want to put out the flames so you get them in your inventory. And now you can discover him. And he's the fly monster, which is pretty cool. You can also discover the monster washing machine, but on top of the washing machine is another little object, which is also down below on the other side, but I figured I'd try to put the washing machine on. You can now get an egg box. So try not to miss getting the egg box, because if it's anything like the other boxes we have, you can place them down and destroy them to get objects out of them. And most of those boxes do give you something, unless it's like one of the crystal boxes that don't give you something. I'm not sure if the egg box will drop an egg yet. I'll have to test that out. But like I said, anything that involves a box like that, you definitely want to get. Because you'll need it to help you in your quest. So these are the vehicles you can get. And it's hard to determine which one's from the DLC. And this silhouette's my favorite silhouette. It's the grand prize silhouette. And that's only if you complete all the missions. So yeah, I will be shooting for that grand prize because that's the one I am interested in. The characters are not nice because I can mix and match things for Halloween. But here I'm just exploring to see what's up with the inventory. I don't think there's gonna be any silhouettes for brick builds. I could be wrong. Those might be showcases. Those might be brick builds. I don't know. I'm thinking it might be showcases. I have a habit of just going through my inventory, seeing where things are. And the monster stuff ended up in normal categories, so it's a little tough to determine what's in the monster DLC and what's in adventure mode. So it's gonna be fun exploring, and we're gonna have to explore both the monster DLC and the adventure mode to complete our list. And it's not like I can determine how many objects are from Monster World and how many objects is from Adventure World, seeing it's mixed up right now. Now if I didn't get the DLC, yeah, I would be able to determine. So this person wants a treat, but nothing scary. He's making a run for it. I like these characters that try and run away. Which he is the spooky boy. I'm gonna have to go back and scan some stuff. Like I said, I didn't scan everything. Because it would take hours on hours to do that. So now we got Spooky Boy. We only have a couple more silhouettes left. And I know one of them was advertised in a trailer for this game, and from what I heard and seen, no one has found this character yet. So I'm curious how we're gonna get this character. So you got the festival sign and that candy crate there. This is a neat thing. Well, not the torch, but the little Monster Hut display here, the festival booth, which I think is pretty cool because it's got the jack-o'-lanterns in it. So they want a selfie next to their little stands here. So this is an easy quest to do. I mean, look at that camera shot. Can't get no better than that. and they just give you studs. I ain't gonna bother chasing trollmakers in this. I don't have a reason to. This gravestone one we just discovered. This one's gonna be a battle. So I went to get my sword out. Because this is an easy one to do. I didn't mean to wreck that decoration, but it's fine. Decorations will get wrecked in this. So the idea is to just battle the zombies and protect this skeleton costume dude. Which was worth it, because not only I get the studs, but I get his costume, which is the skeleton guy. So we're down to 4 silhouettes as characters. Then I saw the ghost train. And that got me excited because I wanted that. We also discovered the yellow apple tree that we were missing. That you cannot normally get for a while. Well, now you can get the yellow apple tree now. So that's nice to have. So now we can plant trees and get yellow apples. So here's me just lounging at this area here. I was curious if there was anything new. Like, I would have liked to have those light fixtures up there. And that didn't happen. But this is the part I liked. Yeah, TV camera. The director's chair. And the studio speakers. And the studio light. Everything that was in sandbox mode that I was using is now unlockable. We finally get stuff that we didn't have. And then the monster satellite dish, which is part of the monster pack. So this is like a party area, and you can go behind this stage, which is neat. I don't know if there'll be more uses to this. You can get the eyeballs on top of the bat there, If you don't have them already, this is your chance of getting them. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll see you next time on a spooky Halloween episode.